UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador and now works tirelessly to raise awareness for women and children affected by violence in countries like Haiti, Angola, and the Congo. Named last year as one of Time Magazine's most influential people in the world, Ms. Farrow's advocacy has been instrumental in making the conflict in the Sudan an international concern. Please join me welcoming Mia Farrow.
She's a passionate advocate against the human suffering in West Africa, where she's just returned to be with us today. Please welcome award-winning actress, mother, and human rights activist, Mia Farrow.
Put a face on some of the suffering in Darfur, because my hope rides with you. And we have here a PowerPoint. It's quick, just to show you where Sudan is located. There it is, the largest country in Africa, and it borders Chad. So at this point, 3 million people have been driven from their homelands. I can change this thing here. There's a village, I took it in 2004, this picture. Same village, 2006. 80 to 90% of Darfur's villages are ashes today, with 3 million of their inhabitants driven from their fields and villages into wretched camps that look like that, like tents lashed to the desert floor. And there's a scarcity of food, scarcity of water, little to no education, scarcity of hope. People go to get the firewood. Women go because if the men were to go, the men would surely be killed. So here we have an elderly woman going to get the firewood in the Sophie's Choice moment of who gets the firewood. In the sky behind her, you can see an attack helicopter actually bombing a nearby village. As I was there in 2004, bombers were just crossing the sky. Bombers and attack helicopters dropping bombs upon civilians. When we say that the women get the firewood, be clear about what a woman means. These particular women are probably not more than 9 or 10. Women showed me the scars carved into their bodies when they were mass raped. A little girl who had suffered rape by gang rape. This baby not being fed, not getting enough food. These are what the camps look like when the tents are torn by the wind and shredded by the sand. What you have here is the last line of defense against the elements, people's blankets. People have been here for now 5.5 years. Many people in the camps are suffering from malnutrition, and it is the kids under 5 who die first. About 40% of children under 5 are suffering from acute malnutrition, and that's what acute malnutrition looks like. This little kid drew me a picture of the day that changed her life. Without warning, attack helicopters filled the skies, raining bombs upon families as they slept, as they prepared breakfast, as they prayed. This little girl drew herself. Her mom was cooking breakfast. People running, a pregnant woman, attack helicopter bombing. People hiding, people running, trying to gather their children and flee. And this woman had her child tied to her back as she ran, and and she was shocked as she ran. The bullet passed through the child, killing him. But she showed me the scar on her back, but she said the scar here is the one that causes her to cry every day. I happened upon this group of children running across the sand as their village was on fire behind them. And I thought, you know, I'm looking at a lot of amazing kids here. We don't see this kind of terror, I hope, in this country, but you need to know because we can't turn away. And so many people don't get to the camps and they're just under trees. In this particular group, all women and children without food, without water, without hope, no cooking utensils, not even mats to sit on. Grief. This is a picture of grief. Janjaweed. That means militia, bad guys in a very dangerous terrain. People ask me how I got the picture, but that's for another story. This guy had his eyes cut out by Janjaweed knives. Children your own ages, casualties of the terrible attack upon civilians, it must be said, by their own government. President of Sudan is now indicted for war crimes, crimes against humanity, including the murder, rape, and displacement of millions in the Darfur region. The children. I think their faces speak more eloquently than I possibly could. No food, 9 days. My water and the water they were sucking from the puddle in the ground. A dying child. A child of hope.